The Silver Sphere. On May 25, 2025, at approximately 2:17 p.m., a strange metallic sphere was observed hovering silently in the skies over a rural area near San Vicente del Caguin in Colombia's Caquet department. The witness, who was hiking along the countryside trail, recorded the incident as it unfolded. The skies were mostly clear with scattered clouds, and visibility was excellent across the open farmland and surrounding forested hills. The object appeared highly reflective, its surface catching and bouncing sunlight like a polished mirror. It hovered steadily at an estimated altitude of 300 to 500 meters and seemed to be about 1 to 2 meters in diameter. What made it unusual was not just its appearance, but its behavior. It had no visible wings, rotors, or means of propulsion. At times, it moved smoothly and slowly, then suddenly accelerated without warning, all in complete silence. At one point, it even changed direction mid-air, something highly uncommon for known aerial objects without obvious control surfaces. The witness initially considered whether it could be a drone or a weather balloon, but dismissed both due to the object's unusual size, speed shifts, reflective surface, and lack of sound. There was no noticeable interference with electronics or environmental disturbances, and the location was far from any known military or research facility. So whatever this mysterious object is, I leave it up to you to decide. Unexplained Activity. On the evening of December 17, 2024, around 8 p.m., a resident in the Esperance region of southern Western Australia recorded something unusual in the sky using a Samsung S22 Ultra. The video, though not crystal clear, shows strange lights moving rapidly toward the eastern sky, over the ocean.
There is seriously something going on up there. So we're looking east right now. And I come here every night and I've seen 3 or 4 lights moving. But in the time I pulled out my phone, I've already seen 4 or 5. Never see lights moving like this.
The witness, someone who regularly observes the night sky, noted that this movement was unlike anything they'd seen before. While they're used to spotting satellites or the occasional aircraft, these lights didn't match the usual patterns. They described the motion as chaotic, almost like rolling ants or running ants, a constant flow of movement that was difficult to follow or explain.
So to give you an idea, we're about 45 degrees off the horizon. That's right towards the ocean. You know, this is fucking weird, eh?
The area has only a very small airport with limited daily traffic, so the chance of commercial or private planes accounting for this display is unlikely. The witness could see more with their naked eye than what the camera managed to capture, and they emphasized that no flashing lights, engine noise, or other typical aircraft features were present. The lights seemed to shift and dart without any clear pattern or destination. What stood out most to the observer was not just the speed, but the sheer volume of movement in one direction toward the sea. Though they usually dismiss unusual sightings with logical explanations, this particular event left them unsettled. They admitted that in recent months, more strange aerial activity has been catching their eye, enough to make them watch the skies with growing curiosity and caution. So were they drones, secret tech, or something else entirely? You decide. Reflective object. On Saturday, May 10, 2025, at around 11:25 a.m., something unusual was spotted in the skies above downtown Children's Park in San Marcos, Texas. A witness standing near the park, facing west over the downtown area, noticed a distant object moving in the sky. They weren't alone. Several other parents at the park also saw it. The person quickly took out their phone to film it, but even at 20x zoom, the object appeared far and hard to capture clearly. At first, the object didn't resemble a typical airplane or helicopter. The witness checked a real-time flight tracking app, but there were no flights or known aircraft following that path. It didn't match the appearance or flight path of small regional planes, nor the helicopter tours that occasionally fly over the area. The behavior of the object also raised questions. It would suddenly speed up and then slow down in ways that didn't look natural for typical aircraft or balloons. Some thought it could be a milder balloon, but most agreed it was moving too quickly and deliberately. It was gliding across the sky, not drifting or wobbling like a balloon would. Its changes in speed made it even more puzzling, almost as if it was under some sort of control. Though the footage taken wasn't crystal clear, it captured just enough to leave everyone wondering what exactly they had just witnessed. So, was it just something ordinary from a strange angle, or something that defies explanation? You decide. Zigzag. On February 21, 2025, while riding as a passenger one evening, the witness spotted a strange white ball of light moving in an unusual pattern outside the car window. Unlike any aircraft, it zigzagged sharply and rapidly, something no commercial plane or helicopter could replicate. Curious, they pulled over to get a better view. The object hovered quietly, appearing to be a glowing ball of light or energy. It would vanish for several minutes at a time, only to reappear nearby, as if it was shifting positions deliberately. The object stayed visible for more than an hour, between 7:03 p.m. and 8:05 p.m., displaying a range of erratic movements. At times, it hovered almost still, and at others it would shoot across the sky in quick zigzags for several seconds. The witness managed to record part of the sighting, but the camera struggled to stay focused due to the object's brightness and distance. Later, while waiting at a drive-thru, a military helicopter was seen flying in the same direction the object had last appeared. The helicopter, estimated to be flying at around 120 miles per hour, showed up roughly 30 to 45 minutes after the initial sighting. It seemed like it might have been tracking or reacting to the object. Soon after, both the helicopter and the glowing object were out of sight. But whatever this is, I leave it up to you to decide. Standing still. Before I get into this, if you are new here and enjoy mysterious UFO videos just like these, then make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because more videos like this are on the way. That said, let's get back to the video. On February 21st, 2025, around 6:14 p.m. Pacific time, something really strange appeared in the skies above Eugene, Oregon. A local resident spotted what initially seemed to be a plane or helicopter, flashing green lights with a few steady red ones, but something about it felt off. The object was far too close to the ground, and instead of moving, it hovered silently in one spot. That's when it became clear this wasn't a typical aircraft.
Just stationary. It must be. Now it's rotating. How did it just blur out?
After a few moments, the object began rotating in place. Then, without warning, it darted off from south to north at a speed that caught the witness completely off guard. But the strangest part wasn't the lights or its movement, it was what happened to the camera. As soon as the object got close enough for the phone to get a clear zoom, the footage suddenly blurred. The camera wouldn't refocus until the object had already moved far away.
Why is my camera all blurry? Silent, completely silent. The thing's moving fast. Blurred as soon as it got close. Yo. I thought it was a plane or a helicopter at first, but it was just leopard there. Then it zoomed off. Doesn't seem like it's a drone.
This isn't the first time something like this has happened either. The witness mentioned seeing similar reports online, objects that somehow interfere with phone cameras just as they come into view. Could it be a drone? Possibly. But as the observer noted, it made no sound at all, and drones rarely hover silently, especially not ones with those light patterns or erratic movements. For someone who's never seen a drone like this in Eugene before, the incident left more questions than answers. Thank you so much everyone for watching, and check out these interesting UFO videos as well. Also, subscribe to the channel because we are dropping some really great UFO content in the coming days.